Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Out There TV. Definitely not your evening news.
Hello everybody, and thanks for joining us tonight. An incredible show coming up. First time guest is Dr. Hildegarde Staninger. Is that correct?
Yes, and she's talking about Morgellons. She's one of the foremost researchers on the syndrome. Dr. Hildegarde Staninger is a doctor of integrative medicine and one of the leading international scientists in the field of industrial toxicology.
Wow, Dr. Staninger is also one of a few scientists actively investigating what's become known as Morgellons syndrome, and joins us tonight with some incredible findings.
Welcome, Dr. Staninger.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Thanks for joining us. Wow, what research you've done. Now, this is a first time for most of our viewers, so tell us, what exactly is this Morgellons problem?
The Morgellons problem is a syndrome, a disease that has specific things in common with all parties that are developing these symptoms. They have fibers that grow out of their body, and these fibers burn at 1,400 degrees or more, and they also have where it's either black, blue, or red, or even white fibers. They experience hair loss that is replaced by pseudo hair. They have fatigue and a number of what they call lesions, which has like a crust over it, or a pseudo skin, or some people call it a callus, where these fibers and other materials accumulate under the skin.
Doctor, we're just showing some photographs as you're speaking, and this thing is hideous. It looks really alien on the human body.
Well, it is a true foreign invader, meaning a foreign invader is something that comes into the body and is not recognized by the body and attacks the body's defense mechanism. And in this case, the materials which were identified at the end of the study, which was under Project FM, we found that it was made of a polyester, two-part polyester compound with other organic compounds, and it basically was like two plastic straws within itself.
Wow.
With a silicone head.
Okay, you had something on the website that was a golden head. What is that in relation to?
Now the golden head, which was identified in the very beginning, we went in stages. Let me just explain what the stages were. The first set of tests that were done, which were using toxicological pathology methods, which were done by a colleague of mine, Dr. Rahim Karju, and myself, and identified what was the physical nature of prepared slides that were sent to us by a person that was diagnosed with Morgellons, and also was sent to us by the hospital in New Hampshire. And that showed silicone present and also silica, crystals, okay? Mm-hmm. That was in phase 1. Phase 2 showed high-density polyethylene fiber and other compounds being present. And then phase 3, which was the combination of approximately 24 samples that were sent from around the world, and also the comparison to a chemtrail sample that was sent to us from Texas.
Wow.
And two of my patients and Dr. Spencer's patients that had Morgellons, and that showed that it matched to the chemtrail sample that was in Texas versus these other two people. One lived in Signal Hill and the other one lived in Long Beach.
So we're showing something that we learned from the website. These are fibers that came from a chemtrail sample. Now, how did that come to you? What did it look like when you saw it just with the naked eye?
Well, what it looked like was just like cotton candy,
mm-hmm.
like just white cotton candy in a bag, and then also a twig was attached. Because the person who took the sample saw it falling from the sky and was able to gather it and date it when they gathered it and put it into proper Ziploc bags.
And then you had a patient, Lily, and we're showing something that showed on the website was a fiber from, I believe, her skin. And so the composition that we saw in that previous slide from the chemtrail is the same composition as this then?
Yes, except it goes in stages. You'll see chemical analysis, which was done by scanning electron microscope techniques, which were done by Lambda Labs and MIT at Woodhull, through our other lab, Applied Consumer Services. The thing is, which is important, is that as this material ages, other compounds are shown, because these compounds that were shown as metals are transitional metals that make a battery. Thus, the compounds use the cells to make its own battery, where they have a silicone or a gel in between the cells that allow it to be like suffocated or held within. Each one of the patients that Dr. Spencer and I have seen, that if they take a hair, which we thought was real hair versus pseudo hair, where it doesn't have a core in it, because human hair has a core in it, they can put their finger next to it without even touching it, just like, say, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters away from the hair, and the hair will start spinning, meaning there's some kind of charge within their own body.
Wow.
And we have measured, we had a company that brought over a new machine, the ESC from Korea, and we did urine samples, and conductivity is very high in a human being if it's near 1. When they use a product called Excelospheres that's manufactured by Dearborn Technologies, they can get as high as a 3 conductivity, which is extremely high. Okay?
Doctor, this is like, we need to take a commercial break. This is like something out of a 50s science fiction movie.
Absolutely.
Our guest is Dr. Hildegarde Staninger, talking about Morgellons and chemtrails. We'll be right back.
They're trying to call me.
Oops, sorry. We got somebody on the line there.
Oh, okay. You were there.
Hi, Doctor. Okay.
Yeah, we were thinking that there's no one there because I didn't hear a commercial.
Oh, yeah, just took a little bit of a break. Now, listen, when we left, there was we were talking about electrical conductivity, and let's go back a little bit and make sure we understand this.
Right.
These fibers, they are somehow electrically charged?
No. They come in nanoparticles. We didn't even go there yet.
Oh, okay.
And those particles make up what they call an array, meaning they go in a straight line and they connect. Mm-hmm. And you can see them on the early pictures, which were on like the silicone pictures, and they connect and make a fiber.
Okay, I don't think we have a picture of that, but I'll try with one here.
Okay, but I'll review that.
Yeah.
Okay, what I was saying earlier in reference to transitional metals and the conductivity. Transitional metals are metals that make up charges, being iron, sulfur, etc., and phosphorus. But in these patients, they had high metals that were transitional, and what happens is there is a particle, which is called a nanoparticle, which connects together to make a nanoarray in some shape, usually in a straight line, and that makes into the fiber. And that was shown in earlier pictures that Dr. Carjou took, where you could see there was an association between the particles connecting together.
Okay.
Doctor, this may be a ridiculous question, but the chemical analysis of these fibers, is it earthly or is it extraterrestrial?
No. What I found was earthly, meaning when these nanoparticles come into the body, and they could become as smart dust or straight particles, what happens is it has some kind of nanoparticle which is called a nano assembler, meaning it uses body materials to make its network of fibers.